Hello folks, Bobo here. Let's mix up the modern tapes with some standard action out here. Um, and that's blue-white flash tempo on the left side of your screen, and on the right that's Abzan control. Basically, I was toying with the options of what to play at PPTQs and maybe GP Amsterdam. Of course, there's gonna be uh, Pro Tour Amonkhet like in a week. Basically, well, less than a week, I guess. And yeah, that will shed some light on matters and so on. But I thought that, well, why not to see it yourself and not necessarily just gonna net deck something that I would see at the Pro Tour, because I like just to play a deck that kind of like feels right, but still like correct, and I don't like to, playing actually like deck to beat because then people hate on that really a lot, so you don't. After a deck gets popular enough, then people gun against it, and then it doesn't get the win rate you want with it. So that's the thing. So yeah, I had like control Abzan, I had the vehicles Abzan, I had the blue-white strum, and I had the blue-white tempo. But I did want to, test out these two decks between each other. Because then you kind of like have a matchup between non-blue control deck and technically a vehicles deck, sort of. So I had just a Shambling Man turn 1. Um, my teammates on the left like had a Inspector turn 1. Then Canopy Vista turn 2 because I'm not really under pressure. So if I had a Tool Craft turn 1, maybe I would, play a different land and so on. Well, anyways, this Abzan deck is kind of slow. Okay, here's the Black Green Fastlands and Gideon of the Trials. That gets immediately just dumped with the Metallic Rebuke. So yeah, in a control Abzan, the new Gideon kind of like looks okay-ish, right? Because, well, Lily in that build is actually much worse. Okay, per turn shows me planes from here and attacks with the Inspector. And now there's Italia, which might not have a slot in this blue-white deck moving on. Okay, so Quagmire, and stepping out for a second Gideon of the Trials, so to prevent damage from Talia. So yeah, well, Talia still could be like interesting, but the point is that I'd probably want more slots for something really impactful. The thing is that if meta game is gonna shift towards like Marvels and blue-red or blue-white or just guys controls, then Talia is actually not that exciting. Like, she's okay overall, and actually matters in the mirrors of Mardus and stuff like that. Yeah, here's his own Gideon while I was stepped out, so pretty nasty. So his board is growing. So my non-basics enter tapped, so that's kind of a bummer. But I think I had some basics actually in hand at this point. So that's not that bad. And then I can plus my own Gideon like on his Gideon to negate the damage from that. But what am I doing with the rest of the board? And he still has cards in his hand, he still has a clue, so the pressure's not going anywhere. So yeah, if you go like for Abzan vehicles, you can be fine with just the Formula Gideon, but in that deck, even despite the access to play something like Kronos, New Gideon is not that great, but I actually liked 3 Mana Lily in the aggressive Abzan with vehicles and stuff. So there you can, get back Ballista, get back Relier, that gets back Heart Kiran and stuff like that. So that interaction has been like pretty interesting. But yeah, the mana base is really tricky. But yeah, the free mana lily also works well with the Heart Kiran and stuff like that. And if you expect a lot of, um, Mardu, then playing Lily in an aggressive deck is pretty saucy. Okay, so yeah, situation kind of looks bad. I'm like just trying to, do stuff. Yeah, of course I did it other way around so that I had actually untapped earlier. So first I grasped Talia and then I cast earlier. With no value, but it's still okay. It holds off the Inspector at least. He can still attack with the token, for example. It's gonna make just another token with the Gideon, so that's the problem about it in a deck that doesn't have, cheap counters and magma sprays and harness lightnings and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a chance in this blue-white tempo I'll use the slots for Talia in favor of, for example, Censors or Cast Out, something like that. It's gonna have 4 Spell Quellers and 4 Rebukes anyway, and Avacens of course, and maybe up to a playset of Stasis Snare, I don't know. Snare is actually like okay because, well, you do want to draw it against Hulks and Olamogs and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not quite like Disintegration, but you can actually get rid of opponent's Gideon, so that's the point. Okay, so he stays and gets rid of failure so that he can push damage into my trials. Just passing the turn, which is interesting. I'm not sure if he just drew that snare from the clue. Well, anyways, I suppose he didn't have like a good 2-drop. Yeah, passing Gideon to his Gideon, and now Kalitas, which is main deck in this deck, and then Evolving Wilds. I think, yeah, so I'm down to 1 card here or something. I don't remember if that's actually push or not. I guess not, because I probably would have used it here just to get a zombie. Because he does have Avacyn in the deck. I do have like Quagmires and Vans up here, plus this deck, this control version does play Advocates. And Advocates and just Oath of Nissa and stuff like that is what you basically buy back with the Relier. And that build. Yeah, so the problem I have this with Control Abzan is that it is clunky. It is pretty clunky. So you have to draw the right cards at the right time, but it's supposed to actually trump, win with pretty good like percentage. Mardu in black-green, but this matchup, while similar, is still quite different because of the counter spells. So get my Gideon down. I don't get a token because Kalitas blocked his token. I believe he just gonna like get another token with the Gideon, and that's it. But yeah, I'm down on resources. The Gideon basically didn't really do a whole lot. It gave me a bunch of life, both of them, but that's it. It didn't really deal with any of his stuff. So that's my problem with it. Still have 5 up, so there could be an Avacyn coming out down. But then again, he probably would have, played it out now so that, his tokens don't die. But there's a chance that he just wants to keep it as a trick because he blocked my, I blocked his tokens, so I didn't get my zombie tokens. Sorry for speaking for the nose, still a bit sick with the cold. where I'm at, the weather hasn't been really nice at all in the past weeks, I would even say. Um, as it stands, he doesn't really have blocks that threaten Kalitas. But before you go to combat or animate Vents, I can't actually sacrifice it for Kalitas, so that's a problem. But the point is that it does look like very typical Avacyn here, so that's the problem. So he'll get to eat my stuff. But then again, I do have one card in hand. But if you paid attention, probably there isn't anything amazing there. You do get to gain some life though, but this is not this is not something I actually need a whole lot. I don't think this attack was actually good. I should have attacked just with Kalitas because yeah, he could have, yeah, he double blocked Vans. I ate Spectre. Falling down just to 6 lands is fine because I can still cast Sorin and stuff. But yeah, like trading off Vans just like this, probably like a big mistake because that didn't really accomplish anything. I get the zombie, but who cares? But with this attack, I guess I gained a lot of valuable information. That he doesn't really have much going on. But then again, he couldn't just stop deck some good action this turn, so there's that. This attack is kind of weird. This attack is kind of weird. Yeah, so he's just making another token with Gideon, and we're just passing the turn. It seems. By the way, I really don't know if I want to play like Vesper IB in this blue-white tempo deck. I just like sent off 2 copies to a teammate for his mono black zombies deck. So I don't know. Normally those decks just played like 1. But the problem is that especially if you have like you know, scroungers in the deck and courtyards, so there's a chance that you just don't want to screw up your mana too much. Testing waters with a fatal push on the token. So I really wanted to get rid of that Gideon, but no. So now he drew the Avacyn, which is a like really big bummer. Which is a really big bummer. Yeah, really needs some action here. Like some removal for Avacyn at the very least. At the very least. I'm not sure if I want to play Ballista in blue-white because on one hand it does help with Avacyn, but then is it really worth it in a metagame that we're expecting? I do like the idea of having like spell quellers and rebukes and then all sorts of counters in the sideboard. Then yeah, like want to mention here as well that if you play the deck in the field that I expect at the Pro Tour and after that, which is a lot of like blue slow decks, then yeah, like having your own pull from tomorrow in the sideboard could be like a good deal because that's kind of like, you know, having a Jace in your sideboard, but that actually plays well with the rest of the deck in terms of like, well, just, you know, you don't have to tap out and just play according to what your opponent does, and yeah, get card advantage. So yeah, I think like this kind of blue-white tempo that transfers basically into control deck plus cyber It's gonna be pretty cool hybrid. Moving on, because well, you still have pressure, you do have like value, you do have like all the answers in the world, but you avoid a lot of like unnecessary draws, unintentional ones, I mean. He's not really doing anything. Oh yeah, I think he just attacked with Avacyn in past. Just feel like pretty bad for me. Yeah. And there's gonna be like glory bringers here and there, but having access to a bunch of Evasons is pretty cool. To fight Mardu post sideboards in terms of like resources, so attacking their planeswalkers and stuff like that. At instant speed, so if there is nothing like going on, cast out and sensor like are really amazing. So yeah, I kind of like that a bit more than just um, straightforward blue-white control. This Abzan is like a really sweet deck, but you're probably better off just playing an aggressive version and then having slow stuff in the sideboard for grindy games. Because yeah, returning back Hurricane with the Rallier is just so sweet. Probably better than just turtling around with all of this stuff. So here's some damage coming my way. So he's actually alpha striking here, which is scary, to be honest. That is scary. That is scary. It is pretty darn scary. So blocking Gideon like this. Okay, so the point is that I had 3 mana up with the Quagmire, so eating the token that blocked the Gideon and getting melee out of it, so drawing for 2 counters to Kalitas. Quagmire trades with a token, but I had to do this. I'm not gonna get any extra tokens, but the board cleared up a little bit, and yeah, the problem is that, so I'm taking a bunch of damage, and then Evasyn's gonna flip on my upkeep, so that's nasty, for sure. He's just like checking exactly the wording of the flip side, like what it does. And yeah, because I'm commentating on this match after it was played, so wait for it, it's gonna be legendary, because now there's gonna be some pretty interesting stuff, and this is another Avacyn. And yeah, we pondered for a little while about this, and because essentially it's the same card but it's a different name. So yeah, it still works this way because you have, like, for example, Jace from Origins, so you can have the flipped one and unflipped one on the board on your side at the same time. So yeah, this works like perfectly because he gets to keep his 2 tokens, and that's actually kind of relevant. And also now, if I, let's say, drew a Fumigate, of which this deck has like 2 or 3 main deck, I believe. So now he can just I can just wrap his board. So he probably just cast it to keep more creatures in play, but he actually also basically countered my Fumigate as well if I somehow top decked it here. And yeah, I think I actually had it in my hand, and there, but it just wouldn't do anything. But I'm at 12, so yeah, I would have to, really try hard to survive here at 12 with him like having a live Gideon out here. So what I can do is that at next turn I can, animate Quagmire. Because I think I have one more. Oh no, actually I'm out of manlands here. Advocate wouldn't be that bad here because it'll be 6 toughness because I have like 6 lands in play, and it will block Gideon at least. So yeah, but that's probably not enough. I'll be gaining 5 on blocks if he decides to attack with the tokens, but I don't think he will. I don't think he will. Well, actually, as it stands, he can't really attack with the Gideon because, well, the Kalitas is pretty big, and he doesn't want to allow me to gain extra life here. This has no scroungers in the bin, so there won't be like surprise hasty extra frat or anything. So that's good. He can draw into another stasis scenario, and that would be just game. I don't remember what he got here next. Yeah, I think he just drew a Heart of Kieran, which is not spectacular, but still something interesting. So he can make another token with Gideon and, just, well, does he plus it? No, he just makes another token here. Plays hard, attack for 10 in the air with the Abzans. That's it. So I'll be able to rev his board next turn, but because of the active Gideon, I'm still losing this grind fest. I had like a bunch of really good draws here, so yeah. Drew slightly worse than he did. I fell down to 2, as I said, like, just attacked with the angels. So another token with the Gideon and just pass the turns. Doesn't even play the Heart of Kieran, which is weird. Yeah. I think he wants to do something on my upkeep. I think that's why he's like pausing me. No. What can he have? Not much. Yeah, because I have Fumigate in hand, I'm definitely attacking first. He can, just block with the token. That's totally fine. Gain some life. I'm gonna gain a bit more life with the Fumigate here. Luckily he can't Spellcaller it. Oh yeah, and I'm also like thinking about Duskdawn and the sideboard of the blue-white that you see on the left. I think it's better than Fumigate in that deck. You do want some Master Mole, but the Duskdawn really synergizes with blue-white like pretty well. It gets back a bunch of creatures, including the Spellquellers, and I think you want Fumigate in the matchups where your opponent is much more likely to have bigger stuff than you do, so it will be kind of like a one-sided wrath. Because I'll probably just side it in against just a black-green. Yeah. And that's it. There's a chance I could be just playing one main deck because I think it's actually better main deck than sideboard. Because game 1 against Mardu, it actually does much more than you might think, and yeah, just could be like running a 1-1 split. Could be pretty funny. Because like, when you cast it on your turn, your toolcrafts are just small, so that's the thing. That is the thing. Yeah, and if you have just one main deck, it's not like too bad, and then like you can still kill Hulk, for example, with it. or maybe just sometimes cast it without, I mean, the front half without any value, just to be able to, then flashback it later and rebuy a bunch of things. So to the slaughter here, I believe with Delirium, so even if he flashes in some creature here, he still will have to sacrifice the Gideon. So I'm trying to bounce back, but I'm at 7. Whatever he has at instant speed right now, I mean with flash, it's gonna be flyer, so might as well attack here. If he had like a Scrounger in graveyard, then yeah, obviously that will be a terrible attack. And navigate in. The biggest offender for standard in a pretty long time. But because it's killable and so on, that's why it's not like really been banned. Even though it's been really annoying people for so long now. Here's an oath of Liliana deals with the Gideon at least, I mean with the token at least, but I still die to the, well, overall like probably still dying to this Gideon. Unless I draw like more planeswalkers and stuff. Definitely keeping this token here for, you know, yeah, I got the token when Kalitzis died, but died at the same time with Fumigate, so, I get like 1 token out of the deal. Or was it like 2 tokens? I don't remember. I think I got like 2 tokens. Then 1 was been used up or something. Okay, I don't know why I attacked and fell down to 2 here. That's kind of weird. Maybe I was just hoping like to race, but like now I'm dead like to any flyer. It's pretty bad. Energy from the hub, but like who cares? Yeah, I don't get it. What am I doing here? Okay, that would have been just a chump block, but I guess I didn't block because like I had to kill it somehow. Grasp on it, so fall down. So it's just a 1/1. So just take 1 damage. Okay, he just plays another Gideon. So Sorin basically keeps me in the game. A lot of things keep me in the game. But he might still have some counteraction. Okay, Sorin, but yeah. Freaking Rebuke. Couldn't play around that. I don't even get the token from the oath. So that's pretty sad. Yeah, if this Sorin resolved, then probably had a pretty good chance to actually bounce back and win this, but yeah, with the Rebuke, probably, yeah, I'm just dead. I'm just dead on board, yeah. Just dead on board. Oh no, actually not yet. Okay, I had a push as well. So I can jump Gideon now, but yeah. He doesn't play anything, so there is still hope of like anything basically. But there's a chance that he just has something else. Yep, another Rebuke for a second Sorin, which would have been probably enough to, stabilize. I got a token, I kill off the Gideon. He has like just 2 lands in hand, yeah. See, this was actually close. I would have gained like 5 life off of the Sorin. I would have gone up to 6. I would have the like 2/2 token in play for his next ground guy. He would be like almost out of Gideons in the whole deck. Okay, moving on to sideboard. So there's Tendrils, there's a Johnny that I probably don't want. I don't mind Declaration because of all the tokens. Blast Alliance should probably come in too, because of if he like pluses a Gideon, for example. I definitely want another Unmaking, I suppose. Yeah, that's for sure. Thinking about the extra Fumigate, maybe want it. I'm not sure about it. Definitely want Zinvala, Flyers and stuff. Might want Hulk as well, so I can side in a lot of stuff. And just take out the cute package of the Concoction and Relier and stuff like that. Maybe, I'm not sure if I want to take out the Oath, because I'm sided in a lot of spells, so that's the point. So sided in, I think, also 2 Transgress, no, 3 Transgress, yeah. 3 Transgress to mine, because, well, in this matchup it's cool because, I mean, especially cool because you get to take out the Rebuke or Spellcaller out of their hand, just to be able like, to resolve things. Thinking of Nissa because, well, it returns back interesting stuff, and sometimes if you have like instant removal spells to kill the blockers and then slam down Nissa, animate the land, kill his Gideon, so that's the most important thing to do in this matchup, I feel like. Has a lot of like interesting things he can do. So Angel of Inventions here is just because like, well, it's like the Caracal in a way. Yeah, also a card that I think this blue-white deck could be playing in the sideboard against aggressive decks. It might be better than this Angel. I'm not sure like what's better. The thing is about the Caracal because well, it's all like lifelink. Uh, Angel itself is lifelink in this case, and I believe it's even like First Strike or something, or Vigilance. And it's a flyer also, and it pumps the rest of your team. But then again, the lifelink on the Caracal might be what's gonna make it actually more important. But again, in what matchup do I bring it in? Like zombies or like some red decks? Maybe. But then again, do I really need it? Hard to say. I'm not sure I like want to keep like Selfless Spirit in the sideboards of this deck moving on, because perhaps I just want to like have space for pull from tomorrow and more counters. That's a thing. That's a thing. I don't know if like I want always watching at all in the Blue White's Flash deck. It's like not that important. It's important only in creature matchups. So yeah, I can bring in a lot of stuff. The next list is just kind of cute, but it's not amazing. So yeah, I don't know why he doesn't want to bring in the flagship in this matchup. I feel like it's just amazing. Well, Stasis Snare, sure, like is not like super insane this matchup. Um, yeah, I think 3 Avacons like overall will be enough, not just for this matchups, but in general. So, well, actually, against me, it's probably correct to bring in Selfless, but moving on, I think I should cut it from the sideboard of that deck. Yeah, so Green Warden is not for this matchup, but could be still like okay. Depends. So he's thinking of actually bringing in Fragmentize for some reason. I hope that's not happening. Okay, like, I think it's other way around. I think he's just like bringing in the negates, current and field, which is gonna be cast out. Moving on. Main or side, I don't know. Or just another counter. So yeah, flagship is pretty sick in this matchup for obvious reasons. That's for sure. Yeah, just need to know like what to take out. So it looks like I might be actually taking out fumigates, vehicles, flashy creatures, Gideon. So just trying to be, you know, still interactive but in a more efficient manner against his flyers and planeswalkers and stuff. So taking out the growth and the vessel, it seems, or just oath. Taking out concoctions, taking out Relier. So this unbrindled growth, right? As a one-off and the vessel. So taking out some dig spells because I'm just gonna be stacked with interaction now. I won't be like digging it. So yeah, taking an oath off Nisi actually is good here because yeah, I'm bringing in a bunch of spells as I said. I'm bringing in some creatures and planeswalkers, but um yeah, it's not amazing. So yeah, okay. Was it like I had the Nissa main deck? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess I had just a Nissa main deck. And Obnixilis? Ah, we're just... Okay, no, I think those are sideboard ones. But I'm just decided that I'm not like siding those in. Yeah, it's pretty complicated to side with this Abzan. And I'm not even sure that the sideboard is correct. Yeah, I think I should have actually kept the fumigates and actually brought in one more. But take out the oaths. On the other hand, they help me to dig for lands and for some pretty crazy cards like Linvala and Hulk, which I just like because, well, it's a menace and big dude and then gains me life and destroys something on board, so it does like a lot of stuff. So even if it gets snared or declaration next turn, I still get value out of it. Just reading some funny conversations here. Don't remember what it was, don't ask me. Something goofy. Might not be even magic related, actually. So, yeah. I'd say it's a pretty interesting matchup. So, really enjoyed playing it. It's like it's really interactive and really makes you think a lot about the decisions each turn, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna stabilize and maybe bounce back. Right. So yeah, probably not playing the free mana Gideon in the blue-white deck. And I'm not sure if moving forward, do you want to still like play the new Gideon in this Abzan control? Lily is not that great. Lily is a good leg with aggro version because of Rallier, Ballista, and just like killing off blockers and stuff. I don't know. This new Gideon is only probably good in some like Jessica or blue-white control. Doesn't seem to be like particularly amazing in this deck. But I haven't tested with it a whole lot, so I might be wrong. In the long run, it may be decent in this deck. But it's definitely a control card, so you don't want it in aggro. That's for sure. Courtyard Inspector. I had a turn 1 Quagmire. Wallen Wild's Pass. Attack with Inspector. Nothing, he just passes, so that's good. pretty good. That is pretty good. Katie cracks the clue at the end of the turn. My turn, meanwhile, was just another evolving wilds and pass. Basically, you can rebuild this Abzan to make Lily worth it, and then maybe play both of them. Then you'll what? Maybe cut the cute package of Relier with Concoction and add in like Ishkanaz and Tracker main deck maybe, or just enhance the core of the deck, which is just Oaths and the Planeswalkers. So I don't know, maybe add Ballista here as well. Just make Relier a bit better and just have something that blocks and like helps to deal with opponents' Planeswalkers. Hard to say, hard to say. Well, Cast Out is definitely a card that you want to add in here. I mean, for the Abzan. Okay, here's an Expector, that's fine. That is fine. Technically, with the right configuration and good sideboards, you can win against blue control decks. Just try to outvalue them. Just trying to outvalue them. Also, Relier is pretty interesting because on turn 4, if you have like Uncracked Wilds, you kind of like get to ramp, which is pretty sweet. Ramp out into Sorin, for example, or something like that. There's ramp up to 5 mana on turn 4, so that next turn, if you don't draw a land, you can cast your Fumigate, for example. Concoction also makes Fatal Push better. And unlike Grasp of Darkness, it can kill Hulks and what else? Well, anything real huge from Black-Green, for example. Cracks a clue at the end of the turn. I guess why not, because I just passed the turn. Correction with Inspector. And yeah, there is a chance that you can alter the mana base a little bit in blue-white, add in a bunch of Spires, and then actually afford to, play main deck Fatal Push. But at the same time, like, do you really have to? Push just doesn't kill Hulks and a lot of other important things, while you can't play both, like Stasis and Push, and Stasis just like does so much against a whole variety of decks, including just like getting reading off Ulamog. And then Rebuke sometimes is castable for just 1 mana because of clues and stuff. But yeah, running 1 Spire of Industry in blue-white is okay, just to have that land that taps in for any mana basically with an artifact in play, and helps you to flashback the Scroungers. Okay, here's an unmaking for his Gideon. I'm finally not averting. He has 3 power in play. So that means that if I don't kill any of them, I'm falling down to 10. I think I had another Unaken in my hand, so okay, I can deal with another Gideon, but that means like he's gonna make a token. I'm falling down even further, so I really need like Lindval or Hulk here or Soaring to just bounce back on life total. Yeah, here's Desperation Slaughter just to, not take too much damage. Because I have Unmaking, that means that Gideon is not that annoying. Two mana. Harakiri, that's fine. The post side where he has negates. I think in that configuration I actually put like 4 negates on the sideboard. So things are gonna be tough. Things are definitely gonna be tough. But yeah, moving on, I'll probably, differentiate the counter spells too. And include some of these spells because they're like so good against blue-red. Here's a Gideon. He has an artifact in play. And 2 mana untapped. So signaling a rebuke as a way to protect the Gideon. But he might not have it, I don't remember if he actually has it here. So he actually pluses Gideon and attacks with the token and the heart. He cannot counter this grass because I have 3 mana up. So the heart dies. Now actually I can resolve stuff here. He can still negate it, but he can't rebuke at least. So another Gideon down. But because of this second Unmaking, I fall down to 6. Token puts me down to 4. Still have some cards in hand, but just because of tempo, he might get ahead enough. I think I have a Blessed Alliance, so I can gain some life here. So gonna try to cast Alliance with Kikir. He could have Rebuke, but well, I'm still not dead if that happens. Still not dead if that happens. Yeah, kicked Alliance gets countered. I'm at 2, so I need something. I need to resolve something. He could have just a Spell Query for value without even countering anything. Get 1 energy off the hub, so up to 6 lands, but yeah, if he has a counter here, I'm dead. I'm dead. This is the difference between like playing against Mardu or Blood Green with this Abzan control deck, compared to playing against this blue-white, because yeah, a lot of your stuff just doesn't resolve. Okay, here is a declaration on just the soul token. He doesn't get a clue. This plays around another rebuke. I'm at 2. I think I have another Unmaking in hand or something, which I cannot cast. But I have Soaring, so I try to play it safe. Here's a Gideon. Makes a token. I'm like, yeah, sure, cool story, bro. But yeah. Here's another rebuke to counter Soaring, and I'm really pissed. Has even a negate the flagship and what, Toolcraft in hand? So he even had negate as well, so yeah. I would say this is how blue-white wins against Mardu after sideboard, because what you saw here in this game, from the right side, from the Abzan side. So this is kind of like almost like what Mardu will do after sideboard, because, well, uh, there will be a lot more creatures and some vehicles involved, and the draws will be a bit faster, but still, similar scenario will take place. I'll try to cast removals and planeswalkers, and stuff will just get countered or removed. Yeah, a lot of side-ins, and didn't see the most important ones, but he was just like counter everything. Okay, I took 6 damage off of Unmakings, but on the other hand, they get rid of the 2 Gideons or something like that. So that like was pretty important. So taking 3 damage each time was a fine price to pay. It just said like he had way too many counters for like all my Saurians and stuff. Because if one of those would resolve, then probably will be alive for a pretty long time. Because if that last one would stick, then I would hit a Gideon. I'll go up to 7, fall down to 5 when they attack from the token. But yeah, then I'd still have a lot of like decent draws. And this is why you play Hulk and Linvala in this deck, because unlike Mario 2, you don't have like the vehicles to block. You do have like all the other removal, but because you don't have that early game, so you really need that life gain. I don't know. I do like this Abzan, but it's a pretty damn hard deck and hard to side correctly. I think this build is okay. Could be tailored, but I don't see any major flaws in it as it stands. It might be just kind of like metagame choice. It's not a safe deck to just pick up and play like at any given tournament, so it's tailored against aggro, and well, we just played against aggro and lost 2 games, but they were somewhat close because, well, if he drew like a few less counter spells and maybe just like a few more creatures, I would be probably in much better shape because I had like good answers. And yeah, against Mardu or Black-Green, so your stuff resolves, so you'll still have those Saurians. So they would probably still die to, ballistas and things and like this disintegration, but at least you'll get to, resolve it and get value out of them once they come in. So still like kill something, gain some life, and so on. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. So in addition to this tape, in the coming days you'll still have 3 more tapes, but those would be modern. Because yeah, I had to playtest for GP Copenhagen, and even though there is a GP Amsterdam after, a week after that in standard, which I'm also going to, but yeah, the first one is modern, and as for Amsterdam and standards, I don't know yet what to play. Okay, thanks. Don't forget to subscribe. Check the links in the description below. I'll see you guys next time. Until the next sale, goodbye.